What's up, YouTube? Today is March 26, 2020, and I'm back with another exciting video for you all. Y'all? I was thinking about what I should do my video on today. I keep seeing these reviews and hands-on for the new iPad Pro and the new MacBook Air. And if you know anything about me, I am a huge Apple fanboy. I have an Apple Watch, I have a Mac Pro, I have a MacBook Pro, I have an iPad Pro, I have AirPods Pro. And yeah, while that may sound like a flex, I'm not trying to make it like that at all. I just like what Apple sells. It's as simple as that. All their products have use in my life, and they all work together very seamlessly and harmoniously, which is very hard to do in this day and age where you have different manufacturers making computers, laptops, gaming machines, what have you. What I really like about Apple is how all their products work together. So I'm editing on my MacBook Pro. It's then very easy to answer a text message straight from my computer. And yeah, I know you could do that on an Android phone, but it's just not as seamless as it could be with an Apple product. But whatever you think about their computers, their phones are the most popular, I think, in the entire world. Because yes, they have a great camera, but also they're very, very user-friendly and accessible to everyone. But today I really wanted to talk about this new MacBook Air and this new iPad Pro. Like, what's the deal with them? What's so great about them, and what do they change? And the MO of Apple has sort of changed over the years. Let me give you a for instance. My MacBook Pro here I bought in June, and there were rumors that they were coming out with a bigger 16-inch version with a better screen and maybe a new keyboard. And yeah, if you know anything about Apple, they would have used this opportunity to increase the price by $1,000, make it very, very unaffordable for someone like me. And the rumors were there for a while, and I wasn't sure if I should wait for that version or stick with the one I already had. My last MacBook Pro I got in December of 2013, so it would have been a while since my last upgrade. It was now 6 years later and I really needed a new computer. And while everything about the 16-inch sounded good, I knew the price would be insane because it's Apple. Of course they're going to sell it for like $3,500. So I bought the 15-inch and I was fine with it, really. I mean, the keyboard is kind of awful, but besides that, it's a very capable machine. Very sleek, battery life is great, and I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of this for the years to come. But last October they came out with the new 16-inch version and it was the same price as the 15-inch. They actually discontinued that and only sold this new version. But that's also unprecedented for Apple to come out with something and not increase the price by like $2,500. Their new MO is about giving the customers exactly what they want. Let me give you another for instance. For years and years, people were complaining about the AirPods and saying how they didn't fit in their ear and how they were uncomfortable. So what does Apple do? They come out with the AirPods Pro, which had noise canceling, much better sounding, and definitely fit in your ears way better than ever before. Which is different for them, but ultimately good, because people want to spend their money on all these Apple products. They might as well get something they want. And with there being more competition than ever, Apple really needs to step up their game if they want to compete with these other companies. So let's fast forward to now. It's March 2020 and Apple just announced a new iPad Pro and a new MacBook Air. The iPad Pro is more of a spec upgrade. It's got a new camera on the back, a couple of new microphones, and some new storage options. Now the base model starts off with 128 gigabytes of storage, which is amazing. I hope they follow suit for the iPhone because the 64 gigs I have now is just cutting it. The other thing Apple announced is this sick new keyboard called the Magic Keyboard. Now, I have the old iPad Pro, and for the most part, it's identical. They upgraded the processor in this new one to support this new, LiDAR, whatever the they call it, but it's not a crazy enough boost as you think it would be. Of course, the performance is going to be better on the new one, but my old one is still equally as capable, which is great to hear, and I love this thing so much. They also came out with a new iPad update, 13.4, which allows you to use a trackpad or mouse on the iPad, which means you can use a Bluetooth or USB mouse on this iPad and click away as you would a computer. And now we're getting to the point where the iPad could almost replace a laptop. With a USB-C port, I can plug in external hard drives, flash drives, USB hubs, and I can even plug my camera directly into this and import straight to this without even taking out the SD card, which if you think about it is kind of insane. I could do my whole workflow just from my iPad without it ever touching my computer. All my photo editing I pretty much do on my iPad. I don't really ever do it on the Mac because it's just far more simple to get the pictures off Google Photos, import them straight into Lightroom and edit on here. And the iPad version of Lightroom is good enough to where it gets the job done 99% of the time. If I need to do anything more complex, adding layers and text and stuff, of course I would just hop into Photoshop on the computer. But if I just want to tweak a picture, adjust the contrast and saturation, why do I need my laptop for that? I could just do it on the iPad. And this Apple Pencil is so great and useful. It's pretty much like using a mouse, except without having an actual mouse plugged in. But that new case, for the iPad I have, it would cost $299. But it has a full trackpad on it and a full backlit keyboard, which currently have this iPad keyboard, the official Apple one, and it's alright. Keys are clicky enough, and it's like water resistant. But what I really like is how compact it is, because I can fold it like this. This is all I need to take out of the house with me. Couple that with this pencil, and you're good to go. But unlike the Apple of the past, the new Magic Keyboard they announced would also work on my iPad from 2018, which is awesome because it doesn't make my 2018 iPad completely useless now. now. In fact, it became more useful than ever with this new 13.4 update. So yeah, I'm super excited to try out that keyboard. It's like I don't want to spend $300, but at the same time, another thing with the iPad is that I've edited a video on there and it came out like awesome. There's an app for iPad called LumaFusion which allows you to edit 4K video. It's like almost using a desktop level editor but on mobile. And I can honestly say it's good. For the price, I think it was $30, but it's so worth it, especially if you want to create content and edit on the go. The other thing Apple announced was the new MacBook Air. Now this one looks pretty much the same as the last version. The only difference is that it has a new keyboard and some better internal specs. So the question is, why do you need a MacBook? If the iPad could do everything a MacBook could do, what's the point of the actual laptop? And that's a question you'll need to ask yourself. But from my experience, the iPad Pro is extremely capable. If you want a traditional laptop, there's no other choice than getting a MacBook. From my experience, we're getting closer to the point where the iPad could pretty much take over the MacBook. But I'm not saying it's going to be simple, and there's a lot of quirks with iPadOS that they need to iron out. But with this new update where you can use a trackpad, we're closer than ever. I have the 11-inch, and it's the perfect size for carrying and keeping in my backpack. If I'm going on vacation and I want to travel light, why would I carry this 15-inch with me when the iPad could do the same exact thing at a fraction of the size and weight? I'm interested to see what happens with iOS 14 when that comes out over the summer, because hopefully there'll be more iPad-specific improvements and make it more like a laptop, tablet kind of hybrid, which I think is what people want. Or at least I do. I want one device that can pretty much do everything. No, I don't expect it to do everything perfectly, but if I could use one device to get most of my work done, it would make my life and a whole bunch of other people's lives a lot easier. Yeah, I hope you found this video interesting. I like talking tech, and I like talking about the future of technology in regards to everyday life and just getting work done. So yeah, I hope you found this video interesting. If you like what you see here, please comment, like, subscribe, and hit that little bell thing. Apparently there's a bell thing. If you hit that, it does better things for me. So yeah, please do that. In other news, my friend and I finished Gears 1 and now we're on Gears 2. So we're making our way through the series and hopefully we'll be done with this game tonight. I think we'll finish it tonight. As always, my name is Jonathan. Thank you for watching and bye!